My teeth are like chittering. I don't even know what I'm trying to say right now. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready.
I let you in, so you walked through. It'd only been a day or two.
Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, it is the 4th day of Christmas, meaning there's only 4 days left until Christmas and 4 videos left until Christmas, which is very exciting but also very sad. For today's video, I'm actually going to be introducing a new style of video that I want to start integrating into my channel. About a week and a half ago, I got so nerdy one night and wrote out all of these new ideas. Like, you know those nights that you have where it's 2 a.m. and you should be going to bed, but you keep popping up with like all of these amazing ideas that you just need to get on paper, you know you're gonna forget the next day. I was having one of those days about a week and a half ago, and I came up with so many video ideas and so many sort of like series or themes that I want to start doing on my channel, and one of them is this style of video. Allow me to explain. I've done some videos in the past where I talk about doing like challenges, like I did a 10 p.m. challenge with you guys, and I think I've done a fitness challenge at the beginning of this year, but basically, long story short, I'm going to be launching like a new series where if you guys want to recommend a book or you want to recommend a challenge, come here, your nails are loud. The heated blanket's on. Yeah. Either one that I come up with or one that you guys request, and actually do that exact thing for 2 weeks and vlog the experience, give you guys updates throughout it, and come to an overall conclusion over whether it's something that you need to do or you should use in your life. And to start out, I figured with the new year, what better way than to challenge myself to meditate every single day for 2 weeks and see if it made any sort of difference. So with that, I actually ended up doing the meditations that were from Living a Life of Awareness. So I challenged myself to read one of the meditations from this book every single day for 2 weeks. And I actually brought this book with me when I went on my Los Angeles trip. If you guys saw that vlog, it was there that I actually started the challenge and picked this up for the very first day. I was just feeling a little funky, like not necessarily on the trip, but just in like the background of my mind, I had been feeling off lately. And that's kind of also why I decided to do this challenge. I brought this book with me and decided to start the challenge while I was there instead of waiting until I got back, because I just didn't want to wait anymore. I was hoping it was going to make me feel a bit better. So for the 14 days of following that day, I have done one of these meditations every single day. I talked about it with you guys in my night routine, and I think I've shown it in a few videos now that I've been doing them. So if you guys don't know or you haven't heard of this book, it is called Living a Life of Awareness, and they're daily meditations on the Toltec path. I've talked about the book The 4 Agreements before, but that is one book that I actually live very much by when it comes to kind of my belief system. I try and go a lot by the 4 Agreements. So this was actually written by the son of the man that wrote the 4 Agreements, and these are the meditations that he suggests reading and practicing every single day. And what I did is in every single meditation, it always begins with a little bit of insight and then a practice for the day. So I would take the insight, read it over, look at the practice, and find a way to integrate that into my day. So with that, I took this book and started the challenge. Practice. With awareness, notice when you attach the idea of happiness into the future. When this happens, say to yourself, I won't wait for happiness. I choose to be happy now. Interesting. Yesterday's on quieting the mind, I feel like I did really well with, but this one isn't necessarily like a do it right now kind of meditation. I mean, it is. I have to drive to Kingston today, so maybe instead of only feeling relaxed and happy once I make it there, why not make the whole process of leaving, packing up, driving there, just be relaxed and happy the whole time. That's gonna be my goal today. So I was kind of dreading this drive, to be honest, but I'm gonna download podcasts. I'm wearing a comfy Friends sweater. I'm gonna challenge myself to be relaxed and happy from this moment for the rest of the day. That's my goal. Current update, I made it, and actually the drive was a lot better than I anticipated. So sorry if I look terrified because I'm super sick right now, but I just did the meditation for the day. Today's meditation is all about non-attachment, and basically it just talks about how we become attached to the idea of things and kind of create this condition in which we will only be happy, or we will only give ourselves love and acceptance when we get that outside thing. And so in practicing like non-attachment, we basically go through the day and detach kind of like your idea around those things. Like for instance, my health. Like, I mean, mind you, it's probably a good thing to be attached to your health, but even just thinking like, I'm having a miserable day because I'm sick. No, I'm not. Sometimes being sick can be fun, you know, like watching Home Alone for the 4th time this year, eating Thai soup, and just chilling in my blanket. So I don't think that's exactly what it was going for there. I think it meant more materialistic things, but this is my honest meditation for the day. We have to do our daily meditation today to see if daily meditations actually help, you know?
Then what do you do?
So there are these living a life of awareness daily meditations from the 12-step path. Remember I told you about the 4 agreements? And he basically takes like the teachings of the 4 agreements and puts them into daily meditations you can do to just like be happier. These aren't like meditations. These are like a little piece of knowledge to start your day with, and then a practice that you go throughout the day like with. Today's is the authentic self. You know, you're making me nervous. I feel like you're gonna chirp my daily meditation. It says the authentic self is a term that describes the living being that has the capacity to engage life. And then the practice says, with awareness, remember today that your authentic self is a living being that gives life to your body, enabling you to perceive the project life.
The energy inside body of your body is you, thus your authentic self.
And even just in 1 week, I was already starting to notice some change. So it is currently day 7 in the meditation challenge. I'm officially 1 week in. I've been meditating every single day for a week. Since I'm halfway through, I figured I'd give you guys a little update and just kind of let you in on basically my midway point. One thing that I have definitely noticed since I've started meditating every day is my outlook on not only just life, but like what is right in front of me, my present moment, has changed drastically. Like, being positive towards the future, it's even just taking the present for what it is and not what I want it to be or what I think it should be, if that makes any sense. Over the last week, every situation I've been in, I'm a lot more aware of it and I'm a lot more in tune with it rather than trying to manipulate it into what I want it to be. So that's like one of the biggest things I've noticed a weekend. I definitely think it's helping. Like the first line of today's practice says, remember, if you want to change the world, the first step is accepting yourself as you are in this moment, and change with the freedom that life gives you if you want to. So the way I'm seeing that is I'm accepting that I feel sick, that I feel exhausted, and that I had a couple speed bumps today, but taking the freedom that life gives me to, you know, go outside my door, I'm choosing to accept how I feel, but change my present reality and just go make the most out of my night regardless. Make a memory, bring my camera, realize that I'm young, time in life is short, and I don't want to waste it, so. Today's meditation, believing your own stories. So something I've been trying to do ever since I started reading these meditations is after I read them, I take like 5-10 minutes to just sit and mull it over, or if I find that I can't focus on like what's happening, I feel like I'm not retaining much of it, I'll write instead. So kind of like how Greg said in the earlier clip where he was asking like, is it a sit down, like lay down and think, or like clear your mind kind of meditation?
But like, do you like sit in silence for
You can sit in silence and like think about
that's
it.
The whole point.
Meditation is kind of whatever like the person makes it. Some people might find like driving and zenning out that way as meditation. Some people might find journaling meditation. Some people might find like sitting down, clearing the mind, like staring at candles. There's so many different ways to meditate. I've been kind of playing around with a few of them. Sometimes I'll journal after if I find my like headspace a little too clouded and reflect and write it out, or sometimes I'll just lay and think about it. With that, I'm gonna read today's and see what kind of meditation I'm feeling.
To wind up here with you, my home sweet home. I will do it all again for you.
Like I mentioned, on days where I felt like things were a little bit more overwhelming, where I was a little bit more busy, or I couldn't seem to focus my mind, I would, after reading this, take the practice and kind of write it into a journal. I especially found I did that more so at the nighttime, and other times I would just read it and then sit and kind of just think about it, whether it was with my morning coffee or just sitting on the couch. Today is the last and final day of the 2 weeks, and the change is actually very, very substantial. Even though this wasn't the standard kind of meditations that I originally thought it was going to be when I first got into it, I thought it was going to be a little bit more like, I almost liked this better because not that it necessarily made me feel less stressed, but it made me feel more at peace with my stress and at peace with the reality of what my life is and not what I want my life to be. By the end of it, I had either come to terms with whatever was bothering me, or I had changed my perspective on it to find a way that it actually worked in my favor. Everything from feeling better about myself that day, or even just feeling more in control over my life, and basically my perspective of everything is in a lot of ways my reality of everything. I experienced a huge shift in just how sure I felt of myself and how good I felt about my life. And that's with it only being 2 weeks in. So now let's, enter into our rating scale. I'm basically gonna sum up why I did the challenge and the overall need or necessity for this challenge. Then I'm going to rate how well it worked on a scale of 1 to 10. And lastly, I'm going to give a final rating over whether I think it's something that we all should integrate into our lives. So first things first, I decided to do the meditation challenge, and specifically this meditation book, because 1, it's easy to carry with me everywhere. 2, it was a bit more guided meditations versus just laying down and trying to clear my mind. Sometimes I struggle with those ones a bit more. And lastly, I think on a scale out of 1 to 10, I was at probably a solid 7.5 in need of trying out meditation and doing it on a daily basis and forming that habit. Second, when it comes to how well I think it worked, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to rate it a solid 8.5 for one reason. Even though they are daily meditations, I wish that the practices were a bit more about sitting and kind of letting a subconscious flow of thought rather than just taking it into your day. Maybe to start off each meditation with 5 minutes of silence or something. I feel like that might make it a little bit better, because then you're integrating both types of meditation, and that would be the only reason why I give it an 8.5. I feel like if you do like a 5-minute clearing the mind meditation and then do this meditation following it, it would be a solid 10. And lastly, how much I would rate it in terms of needing to integrate it into your everyday life. I'm gonna give it a 9. I don't think any of us don't have problems, and I don't think any of us don't get roadblocks in our minds that stop us from living our full lives and stop us from feeling the best about ourselves and the best about our situations. I think we all get attached to ideas. I think we all get attached to superficial things, and that none of that is necessarily bad, but I think it is through being mindful, being aware in the present moment, and also just taking the time to kind of reflect on a daily basis, that I think we'd all be a little bit more patient, a little bit more kind, and also just a little bit more happy. Without doing that, without finding that awareness on a daily basis, or at least as much as we possibly can, then we end up becoming these creatures that by the end of our lives, we look back and we feel like we were in a fog the whole time, because we're always worried about the past, or we're always so focused on the future that we're not becoming aware of the present moment and aware of our surroundings and aware of how we perceive our surroundings to know how to fix things. So we end up feeling like it all just kind of flashes by. Even just being a little bit more aware in a day-to-day basis has made it easier for me to enjoy the moments while they're happening. I can make this moment, even if I'm doing something that I necessarily don't feel like doing, enjoyable. And so it's for that reason that I give it a solid 9 out of 10. And with that, that was the awareness meditations challenge that I decided to do. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this concept of video. If you guys want me to keep doing them, then leave any books that you want me to do. I can do anything from self-help books to like whatever you guys want. It could be just reading every day, going to bed at a certain time, working out a certain way, a certain style of workout. Tell me the challenge or the book that you guys want me to live by for 2 full weeks. I will do it. I will film it all. I will give you updates throughout, and then I will pull it all together into a video just like this one and give you guys my full ratings and synopsis over whether I believe it is something that we need to live by. And also, if I can find this book, I will leave it down below and maybe pick a few of your guys' random comments to send you guys out one yourselves. And if you do decide to try the meditations challenge, then keep me posted on your progress. Let me know how it goes. I'm definitely gonna keep reading these on a daily basis, at least until I finish the book. I feel good, you know? Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's 12 days of Kmas. I love you guys to the moon and back, and I'll see you guys all in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.
Everybody knows that it don't feel right. I was waiting up in your darkest nights. Why's it always hurt when you need it most? Never wanted